one word to describe Zion and his freak.
Zion Williamson.
Hype. It's extravagant or intensive publicity or promotion. Zion Williamson definitely has hype, but hype doesn't equal reality, except in this case, some of what's been said wasn't exaggerated. It's the truth. So what makes Zion Williamson so special? What is up, dudes? To that's Ballers Players, it's your boy MJ. You wanna know how real the hype is? Zion was getting doubled before even making a basket.
Nani?
Yeah, Zion is different. I gotta give it up to Lonzo for calling Zion's number over and over again and then denying Gentry's timeout to give it to Zion again.
No!
He had 22 points, made 4 threes, and led the Pelicans comeback all in his first game. There are tangibles like his vertical and intangibles like his feel for the game. So even if Zion didn't have a good game, that wouldn't change. So I want to dive deeper into what makes Zion so special because no, it's not his 3. If we hit 10,000 likes in 24 hours, I'll give someone a Zion jersey to celebrate. I made a TikTok on Zion giving $20 to someone who likes and follows there, and to the 2.1 million people that watch my videos that still aren't subscribed, Zion made 4 threes in one game. So please subscribe. Also, turn on post notifications because at this point, the NBA is crazy. And look, a lot of these players got beards. Ask James Harden. And it doesn't need to be this complicated.
Nani?
With Dollar Shave Club, the sponsor of today's video. Dollar Shave Club has you covered for all your grooming needs. Shower, oral care, deodorants, and most importantly, shaving, which I care about. They sent me the Ultimate Shave Starter Set that has an executive handle and blades with a guard, 3 1-ounce Dr. Carver products of a prep scrub, shave butter that is actually transparent so you can see what you shave. Trust me, that's a luxury, otherwise you shave something off that you aren't supposed to like I have in the past and end up looking like this. And post-shave dew to relieve skin. It's all in one box and you won't get tired looking for everything like Zion. So visit dollarshaveclub.com/MJ2K all day to get the Ultimate Shave Starter Set for only $5. After that, the restock box ships full-size products at regular price. This really does help support the channel and also allows DSC to help the channel out in the future, so why not? I didn't expect to see much of Zion in his NBA debut, but man was it exciting. I mean, ESPN had a camera on him the entire game on ESPN3. Zion Williamson has hype that is only comparable to one other player, LeBron James. The Pelicans sold the most season tickets in over a decade at over 12,000. That also includes Anthony Davis's rookie season. That hype is tangible. Like I said, Zion was already getting doubled before he made a basket, and that's by the Spurs, who were coached by Greg Popovich, you know, the legendary coach who has an eye for talent. Once the game started and Zion's rust began to show, the game plan changed back to simply backing off Zion, which he would make them pay for. Keep in mind that Zion Williamson played in short 3 to 4 minute bursts at the beginning of every quarter. For a guy who has missed over 40 NBA games and hasn't played a single NBA game, Zion was going to be rusty. He doesn't have a place in the offense yet, and if he's only playing in short bursts, it's hard to get a feel for the game. And the one time he played more than 4 minutes in a row, he scored 17 points in 3 minutes. There's a certain energy around Zion that is rarefied air. His fellow rookies all have nothing but praise for Zion, talking him up like he's some legend before he's even played a single NBA game. And then there's the game on Wednesday. At first, Zion looked passive. He was trying to fit in and not ruin what the Pelicans had been doing since they were 10-5 in the last 15 games. In the fourth quarter, the Pelicans are down and Zion just just takes over. He makes one shot and then he was turned up. He had a look in his eyes. He was aggressive. It was a killer instinct, as if he knew that he had to put the team on his back to win, not just to make a mark. He told Alvin Gentry, "Coach, I can win the game for this team. Leave me in." Man looked like LeBron from Game 6. For a rookie to be saying that in his NBA debut speaks volumes to his belief in himself and how dominant he can be, because he knows that he can take over in an NBA game. He was calm and collected on a night where he wasn't as explosive. He brought the Pelicans all the way back and had Gentry making Derek Favors get some cardio on the sidelines. Even throughout the game, Zion knew that he wasn't 100%, so he was whipping passes and taking what the defense gave him. Like I've said before, Zion is an amazing passer, an underrated passer, a guy with a feel for the game, and he was making snappy passes that make him multi-dimensional. It's like he already has a counter for defenses he hasn't even seen in the NBA yet. Will Zion make all his threes that he takes? Heck no. And this was more of an abnormality, a pleasant surprise. He's not a terrible shooter, and he's already made more threes than Ben Simmons has an entire career. It's way too early to talk about Zion's shot, but it's not as good as what it was in this game. We didn't get to see why Zion was mainly advertised, his athleticism. Yes, it's a unique combination of size with explosiveness and verticality that we haven't seen before. At 285 pounds, Zion is the third heaviest player in the league, and he looked the part. But to then be able to move at speed, it doesn't make any sense, which is why these Spurs doubled him without making a basket. Apparently, there was a story that Zion gained 8 pounds of muscle in a single week during the offseason after he started to lift weights. Jeff Van Gundy immediately called BS, but this isn't that far from what actually happened in high school. Zion didn't realize that he had gained 100 pounds because, and I quote, he was running just as fast and jumping just as high, if not a bit higher. Zion was a 6'3", 175-pound freshman, as Zion called himself small. But over the course of about 2 years, Zion said he gained about 100 pounds. There's no way he gained almost 100 pounds. There's no way. He was just 14 going into 16. That's ridiculous. So Zion gained 97 pounds in 2.5 years. This is Zion at his normal because he wasn't trying to gain, and he didn't lose a step, any vertical, nothing despite gaining all that weight. That's something that defies nature in itself. Maybe that's why his draft class thinks he's already flying, because these are the same players that saw him develop into this monster. Mark Jackson repeatedly calls Zion overweight, which I don't think is the case with him. Mark Jackson really doesn't like Zion. It's not a stamina either. Zion was forced to be on a minute restriction, and he probably could have played more if he was fully healthy. Yeah, I'll admit it, Zion looked weird on the court. He was swaying more than usual, but that could also be a byproduct of his knee not being 100%. That still didn't stop Zion from grabbing rebounds. He had 7 of them, and he was destroying that ball. Zion is able to make plays out of position. Tim Legler said it really well. Zion is probably one of the better players in making a good play out of a bad position and situation. What the? This can happen when going for a rebound, a block, or even a shot. This shot where he's literally losing the ball on his way up and still stays with it and puts it through is hard, but he's able to do it because he's just that athletic. The same goes for his finishing. For a guy with that athleticism, that size, Zion has the weird ability to lay up the ball softly with finesse. There's finesse and skill to Zion's game that shouldn't be combined with his raw athleticism. athleticism. We didn't even see a single Zion dunk, and even in preseason, we saw Zion finish around the rim in so many ways that even if he couldn't just bulldoze through players, he would get in position because of his size and then finish with finesse. It's not advertised with Zion and with all of his dunk highlights, so it's really easy to forget, but that's how he was doing most of his damage in the preseason. Again, props to Lonzo for getting Zion involved, because every single shot Zion took in that 3-minute stretch came after a Lonzo pass to Zion. This Lonzo-Zion pairing will be really fun to watch, and you can already see that Lonzo and Zion have this chemistry. Zion has charisma and is beloved by his teammates. He's one of those people that a team rally behind. These are things you can't teach. It won't show up in the stats, it's not quantifiable, but it impacts the game. And that's what Zion really is. We can try to put as many numbers on Zion, get wowed by the dunks, his verticality, or just see his size. But that's not what truly makes Zion Williamson special. We have seen other athletes with insane upside that lack intangibles, like an Andrew Wiggins, who hasn't been what we thought. If Zion was simply a high riser that was really big, he wouldn't be all that special. But it's the intangibles in combination with his physical gifts that make Zion a 1 in a million player. But what do you think? Can Zion win Rookie of the Year? What will he average this season? Drop a like for Zion's NBA debut, cause it was special. Yeah, the TikTok is there. I might be streaming 2K on a second channel to get that Zion card. We doing things, and if you're still here, you ain't really want to comment special, so I know. The Instagram shout of the day goes to Jeremy, and the all-day notification shout goes to Crossover. Thanks for the all-day support. Make sure to hit the bell for all notifications, and if you're not a sub, hit the subscribe button, join the all-day community for more fire content, all-day support. It's your boy MJ. We out.
In my spaceship. Okay, just hop in my spaceship. No.